Sure. Is that
Exactly, exactly.
so? So we all have accounts for it, and we can use like without limits for recording stuff.
Exactly. Every call that you enter, either here on Google Meet and I don't know, maybe if you have a call with an external client that is on Teams, for example, or on Zoom, we have accounts that will be able to join on those other platforms as well. So just add it to the call and it will record for you the meeting.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah, it's a hell of a help. So let me start sharing my screen here because I wanted to do an overview with you guys, going from the product perspective until we reach the technical parts, and we can delve some more into details. I don't know if we'll have time to go through all, but let's try. If not, can schedule follow up. Let me share my screen here. Please let me know when you are able to see the screen.
Let's see it. Yes.
All right, so I'm sure that you guys already read of it in the documentation. Might have read it in the documentation, but I want to start explaining how we do things here, how a leader kind of works from the product perspective, and it can be, I think it's better understood as three main products that we kind of have here, and the clients use it from us. We have the WayLeader Enterprise that you guys might have heard as WayLeader Work or Way Work, the Way Home, and the Way Shuttle that we are talking with Diego earlier today. So, and what are the differences between each one of them? So let me start here with Way Work. So imagine that you are a big company, let's say Amazon, and you rent or you own or you rent a business building here in a big city in São Paulo, and you have of course your employees going to work in office and parking their cars there in the parking lot on this building that you as a company you pay the access to it to the landlord, so the company that takes care of the whole building. But for some reason, you are uh, having vacancy in those parking spaces. Let's say there is 100 parking spaces for you in the garage, but you see like during daily there that only 70 of them are occupied on each day. So how could you improve those vacancies in order for you to, let's say, if you can discover that I only have 70 maximum spaces, 70 maximum people going through each space, so I can reduce the amount that I pay for this extra 30 spaces. So it's a possibility, and it's among other things, it's one of the pain points that this enterprise, leader enterprise product solves. So it helps you be able to allow your employees to ask for parking spaces and manage the occupancy, manage the the entry and exit logs. You will be able to see, for example, whenever each one of which staff user enters or exits the place, and etc. So this is the WayLeader Enterprise, the WayLeader Work. Just split my screen here. So any questions until now?
Oh, good.
All right. And of course, the WayLeader Home. There is a different product here for a different target customer. Uh, let's say in this example here, let's say that you are a company that are you manage the condominiums for residential buildings or communities. uh, uh, for different cities, or can be a single city, let's say. And those places, those communities, have, of course, have people that have cars, might have cars that parks in their parking spaces. Uh, and most of the time, you want to have a system that allows you to uh, get your the residents onboarded to be able to park there and enter and exit the gates to the parking lots and the parking spaces. So that's what the leader home does. It helps you to get every resident onboarded to their specific, their assigned parking spaces there. And of course, for example, if a resident is receiving a visit, for example, for one relative or a parent, he can invite a guest among other use cases that this product needs to solve. So that's kind of what the leader home does in a general perspective. Uh, and for last, the waste shuttle. Uh, this one is a little bit different from the other two because we are not dealing with access for parking spaces. Instead, we are dealing here with managing the journeys that people do uh, from and to work. Let's say, I like to exemplify here. Let's say you are a company and you might have seen those companies that kind of rent the buses that go on the route, picking people and delivering them to the office at the beginning of the day. And do the same thing for in the end of the day. They have a bus route that delivers people in their homes, back in their homes. And this product here, it helps you to, as a company, manage here uh, these routes from either the driver perspective. For example, we have a mobile app that when you enter in these buses, you can scan a QR code from the tablets that the driver have to get in, to register that to get in the shuttle in this specific journey. And of course, we'll be now in the passenger perspective. We have another app that you'll be able to see the route that each specific shuttle is in, if he already passed to our pickup point or not, and what are the schedule journeys during the day or the week, or whichever schedule that the company configures for these specific routes. So this is the context for really the shuttle in this case.
So just one question. Is it
Mhm.
possible for the company sort of track where the employees are in terms of, for example, I'm a company, I'm a client, a way leader client, and I manage this way shuttle. So I'm able to check if my employee was picked up or not at home.
Yeah, I mean indirectly, because you'll be able to see, for example, have let's say the 3 p.m. Route. You'll be able to see the shuttle location. You'll be able to see the bus going to the map here, and you'll be able to
Right.
see that this person is already kind of onboarded, is already inside of the shuttle. So kind of indirectly, we'll be able to track them.
Understand.
Right? And of
Okay.
course, I kind of missed this on purpose. But when I'm talking the access to the parking spaces can be either on enterprise if you are a company employee and you go to park in a company's office, or you are going back home and you park in the parking lot when in your home building. We have, you as a leader, have directly the integration with each one not each one, but most of the vendor to the actual hardware that controls, for example, the access to the gates to the parking lots. So typically, the will we have here on these parking lots? We have an entrance that have a gate and a camera pointed to your car license plate, and these cameras have the capability of identifying which car or the plate number for each car, and based on if each this car is already added to the allow list. Let's say we have a list of the cars that are able to enter these parking lots through these gates or not. The gate opens, or if it's not, the gate keeps closed. And we already have the integration to most like various vendors from these cameras and devices. So when you create bookings here, either on the either on the enterprise world or in the Wheel the Home world, ready automatically add your access to your registered vehicle in each one of these hardwares. This way, when you are coming to your business building, your registered vehicle you already be already have access to these parking lots, and you'll be able to enter the place in a normal way, in a smooth way. And that's a big difference. So,
Yes.
go on.
I was going to ask, the images are sent to these providers, and then there's an image text recognition to get the license plate, right? It's not human intervention.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's all pretty automatically. So each one of these vendors that already have the technology to identify the license plate number, and in this case, in a use case that we have here, send back to us these events. So, this vehicle is entering this gate here. Sorry, this vehicle is entering this gate here. So register that as a access log on our site. So we have that configured as well.
Oh, one more question. Do you guys do the same on the exit, during exit, or just on entry?
Do the same with the exit.
Okay.
So now giving a little bit more insight on how these are configured. Typically, the garages or zones or location that we have here have multiple cameras. So one entrance camera, one or more entrance cameras, and one or more exit cameras. So when we add, let's say I'm adding Yuka's access to the Vancouver garage, I then add the access to all these cameras, so be able to exit it freely without any problems there.
Thank you.
So that's pretty much it in an overview. Any questions?
One question. So each client has already one of these systems, right? And we integrate with them depending on the client, right?
Exactly.
Or do we do we have partnerships with them, with the systems? Do we have any partnerships? Like if the client doesn't have a system in place, we suggest them, I don't know, product X. Is that the scenario, or all the scenarios include that the client already has a system like this in place?
Yeah, most of the cases they already have the system in place. So because it depends on what the building already like bought for to control all the license plates for the parking lots for this company and all the other ones. Typically, these places are shared by multiple companies. So most of the cases they already have. I work with let's say work with Vonage. So we configure their garages here in the system to use the Vonage connector.
Understood. And you said most. So are there any that don't have a system like that and we offer a system?
I'm not sure. I think let's say if someone from the success team, let's say Serena or Carlos, if as they handle it more directly and in a day-to-day basis, they will be more capable of answering
Okay,
that. But what I have seen is that oh, there they have they connect the specific vendor that they use, and we just integrate.
understood. Thank you.
All right, so mostly these are where this is how the products are organized, and just to give a little bit more context on how the parts kind of move together in each one of these products. So can you see the letters here? It's a little bit
Yes.
small. Oh, nice. So if you are a company that enrolls for the WayWork product, how it will work for you in general? So you have one or more location, let's say the Vancouver location, the São Paulo location, the New York location, etc., etc. And each one of these locations will have garages. Let's say you have rented 3 floors in the New York office. So we can have the floor 1 garage, floor 2 garage, floor 3 garage. And for each one of these garages, you can have teams that are groups of people associated to access it. So, the garage 3, the floor, the floor 3 garage are only used for the VIPs, but everyone else can use the floor 1 or 2. And they have these kind of access rules configured in our system. And then when you get onboarded, so I'll add, let's say, everyone here in this call to the Way Leader team. When you are onboarded, you receive an invitation email in our account. If you register there, it's the same thing that you received yesterday. To onboard, create your account, etc., and you have access to the mobile app, so that you can download in the App Store or like Google Play, etc. All stores that we have the app there, the Leader app, and we'll be able to request to create a booking for this garage. So let me see if I can join through my cell phone here. Just give me a minute, just to already show that for you. Let's Google Meet. Okay. This one. All right. Start transmission. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do I have access? Let me close it. Oh, sorry. You have access to this application here.
Can we access this application already with the accounts that we have?
Ping Diego. Diego is the man that gives the access to it. So,
Could you repeat that?
no, just ping Diego. I'll ping him, but if more people send him a message, he will be able to give access to it.
Okay. So this is not like I cannot, like, it's just internally, right? I cannot access the app on the App Store itself.
So, sorry, let me clarify because this is confused. You give access to the staging environment for this application here, but you can download it for the production version. You just not
can-
have any access right now, but it is downloadable there.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And
App price and home or two different apps?
Sorry?
Is the same app for enterprise and home or just enterprise?
No, this one is just enterprise.
Do we have one for home or no?
Yeah, I'm going to show that.
And the shuttle is another one. Shuttle. Wait,
Sure,
shuttle.
sure is another
Sure.
two, in fact. That is a
Okay.
driver app and the passenger one.
Okay. Makes sense.
Uh,
And way home and sorry, interrupt you. Way home and way I think it, like the enterprise one. Are they both the same app for the manager and for the employees? Or the manager don't use the mobile app?
no, the manager uses the web application. I'm
Got
gonna show as well in a while here.
Understood.
All right, so this is the looks of the app here. Let me just see if I'm in the right company. Okay. So if I go back here, in the main screen, it will show, for example, if I have already a booking created for today, it will show all the bookings for all my vehicles. And if I want to book a space for today, I can come here. Oh, is it paid one? Let me try to find a free one. Not enough credit. Right. So let me change the company again. If I select Uber, so if I choose a Sunnyvale, I can request a space for a parking space that on this garage, in the garage 200, let's say. And I can select the date here. Just confirm if everything's okay. And then the booking will be created. The booking request will be created. It will be expanding here until our allocation system runs. Mind this name, the allocation system. I'll mention it later. But it's the engine that we have on the context of the enterprise that will actually get the requests and assign each person a parking space.
This one that you just picked, BL2, L3, L4. Is the same spot, or did you did you schedule like multiple spots?
No, this is just the name of the name of the garage. So
The number.
the company admin just named it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it's how it's named there.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So let me stop sharing here. But you have access. You have access to the application, and then you create a booking request. When the allocation run, you'll be allocated to a parking space, and that's the whole story. And of course, you can cancel the booking. You can release it, and create another the booking for another day. But that's pretty much the flow for the way we work on how you create the booking. The admin view has a much more. You can configure these structure here. You can add your offices. You can add the garages for each office. But I can show that more in detail in a minute. Sorry. So any questions?
Good.
Oh, good.
All right. So about the way home, it's kind of similar, just the names they change a little bit. So of course you'll be a company, put here a real estate agency that can manage one or more communities that are based pretty much the same as the office here. It's the places that will be subdivided, that you can have one or more garages. That in this universe here is called the space types. That will have one or more parking spaces. And you are when you are onboarded as a resident, you have a permit assigned. What is this permit? It is a kind of imaginary document that tells you that you park in the space XYZ on this parking space. So every resident has this space, this permit associated.
Sorry, when you say document, it's sort of it's just an analogy, right? It's just a metaphor, or literally there is a document.
No, just an analysis. You have a record that say, oh, the resident Enrique Costa parks in the space 123.
Got it.
That's very much it. But some differences here for this way home is that they have some other types of parkers that can enter or exit each location here. So imagine the example I gave before. You a resident, are having a Thanksgiving party in our house, and you're gonna receive your grandma. So you can through the app add a guest parker for the specific dates. And when you do that, this guest parker receive an email to be able to access the app as well and register the license plates for the car that they will be using. And when they enter the parking lot, they will be able to park in a specific space as well. A space that is important, a space that is designed to guest parking space. We have this difference here.
So it's similar to the enterprise one, where like VIPs, as you mentioned, have one floor, and other types of employees have another floor, right? Is the same system? Is the same logic, or is it a little different?
Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of similar because it is a daily access or any specific
Right.
period that the resident specifies that this guest will be present on the building. But let's say it's
totally
different.
different, right?
Yeah, it's different. It's different because that is they are associated. They are kind of under the resident. So they don't have like permanent access to the location, just a temporary access, depending on what the residents register for them.
Understand. Are there guests in the enterprise version too?
No, they're not guests. So everyone there needs to be registered as the staff users. So will be directly under the company on any group there.
Understood. Okay.
And especially in way home context here, who have what you call transient parkers or external parkers. What is that? So I told you that it is used only for that is this solution here is used only for the condominium managers and multifamily companies, etc., etc. People living there, but that's not exactly the case. Let's say, for example, you are a restaurant and you have a parking lot on the side of your restaurant, and you want a way to have people park there, uh, and of course they will be able to reserve it beforehand. And you want them to, when they arrive with their car, we already have their license plate registered, so they're just drive in and drive out of our license plate, and they will pay for this parking access through the period that they stay in a restaurant, and you'll be able to collect the revenue for to be able to be part of your income as well. So the way home already also supports these use cases, and we call the people that parks in a space type that is configured to work like this as the transit parkers. So they're not people that have kind of
Community. They don't have a community on top.
yeah, they don't have a community, of course, but they don't have
Permanent,
lifetime
right?
access
Right.
to this parking space in our parking lot. They don't have. They just have the parking, the access from the period that they book in this transient in this transient sorry, in this parking lot everything. They don't just have temporary access to this parking lot, depending on the time of the book, in the period that they book. So from that, we call the transient parkers.
Cool. I know it's a very specific question, but for example, in a restaurant, in the example that you gave, probably the owner or the employees, they park every day, right? So in this case, way home is gonna behave like they're gonna be sort of residents, or they're gonna behave like a transient parker.
This guy here will answer a question.
Okay.
So let's say if you own a location, this case can be the restaurant or can be the residential community. But let's say the cable TV vendor is going to have you're going to schedule a maintenance in one of the apartments there, and of course they will have to park their truck or their car there to be able to access the place. So you, as the person that manage this community, you as an associate, that is another important name here, can add some license plates in what we call the allow list. That is, let's say, a separate list from the person that had the permits or create the bookings here, or the gas parking or the transit parking. But this person that these are the associates add, they will be able to access your community as well. So we kind of have these other use cases that a person that an admin for this location can manually input some license plates that will be able to enter the location. And that can be, for example, people from the staff of the restaurant in the example, or some external vendors that might have have to visit there to maintenance or any other reason. So this is the last type of parker that can use a community in the way the home universe.
Cool. And
Yeah,
just
overall,
curiosity, like for in terms of marketing, when selling to like businesses like restaurants and etc. Does the team intend to change the name from home to another thing? Because like it seems to be more generic than home, right?
That's an interesting question. I don't have the answer to that, but I believe they kind of changed the name. So they tell I'm telling you as well the home because it's how we look when we're developing or access it. But I believe they sell this as I don't know transit parking or temporary parking, etc. to your business. So they kind of tweak the naming for that, but the underneath the logic will be the same as we use in those other use cases.
Understood.
But if you want to know exactly, ask Carlos about it. He'll be able to
Okay.
answer.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, I think overall that's it. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Guillermo, just uh, um, you didn't talk about payment at all.
Yeah, that's another
It's
that's
okay.
another.
And then
Mm.
and then when we talk about single tenant versus multi-tenant, all of these are at the moment like the same. How does it work? It's a single tenant, eh?
Yeah. I'll mention that briefly, but mostly on what's on AWS for Way Home and Way Shuttle are using the single tenant structure. So every company, every customer that we sign the contract gets its own piece of infrastructure. Let's say they get their own DynamoDB tables, get their own queues, they get their own uh, Cognito user pools. Let's say everything separate.
Okay.
And I would mention it at the end of the meeting that it was good or why it lasts because it causes us to exceed the number of resources in the AWS account. So we are kind of lowering back it to a shared approach.
And so there's something going on where we're transferring to multi-tenant, and it's for both way leader home and way leader work, right?
Yeah, we are kind of doing it in a phased way, starting with this guy here,
Okay.
the ASI, because
Oh,
it follows the
is
same.
right. And this part is the one that's in Python, and then the other ones are in Ruby on Rails, right? All right.
Yes. So from a technical point, the enterprise was the first product that we had here, and it is constructed as a monolith written in Ruby and Rails. So if you have access to the repository, I'll share this here with you. But they are the most important repositories here. If you see this guy here, it's a monolith with all the APIs that we use in the enterprise and the interface as well.
Okay.
And this guy actually lives there in one or more pods in Heroku.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so, and then any releases to them are independent, right? So the different apps and the release cycles are independent. Okay. And the testing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Sure. I'll mention that briefly here. Let me just finish about the shuttle that was the only guy that remained here. So in the shuttle, of course, will be a company there, but you will not manage directly people. You will have only the routes that let's say the shuttle should follow, or the shuttle should follow. So let's say you have your company base that is 30 kilometers of distance to a city. There is the most, there is the nearest city to your company. So you have the shuttle that goes from this city to your company, going through each one of the stops that, of course, you also register in the system. And when you register these routes to begin. We create the journeys following the schedule configured for each one of the routes. So let's say I have a shuttle here that goes from São Paulo to Rio. That are two cities here in Brazil, for example. I can say that the shuttle will work only on Mondays, Wednesday, and Fridays, and it will be let's say every hour on these days. So we will generate a route following the schedule in each one of the selected days. So if the schedule starts on 4 p.m., it will be one journey at 4 p.m., one journey at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and so on and so forth. So that will be the journeys there that this route should follow. And as an admin, you assign one or more drivers that will drive, of course, this shuttle from the origin to the destination. And the passengers, that will be people from our company or anyone that will give access to this environment for our company, can enter, see the journeys, and book their space for the journey. And when they are entering, they will have to scan the QR code, enter in the app, scan the QR code to be able to kind of register that I access the shuttle here in this specific journey. And of course, in the as I mentioned, in the passenger app, they'll be able to see the track the shuttle is going in, going through the routes. So the cars, the buses there. We have the how can I say that? The live tracking, so you'll be able to see during the route, the shuttle moving there, and etc. And this guy is, of course, a little bit more simpler than the other ones.
I have a question. The journeys are one way, but say if you go from point A to point B, the journey from point B to point A is a different journey, right?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
You know what I'm asking? If you go from A to B but then you want to go back home, say after work, and you go from B to A, is it two different definitions of the journey?
I believe there is a way to configure it as a round trip. I'm just not sure. I'd have to check it, but okay. I think so.
Okay.
There is a way to configure it this way. Okay, so all good here with shuttle.
Yeah.
Right. So let me go back here to the technical part. So starting with the enterprise. Of course, as I mentioned, this was the first product that we developed, and it was use the Rails, I think, because most of the guys during this time were more familiar with Rails. So we developed this as a monolith, living there in deployed with one or more Heroku pods there in Heroku. And of course, we have this monolith that have all the APIs, the API definitions, and the interface as well. We store every data in the Postgre databases. And this is where we run the allocation engine. That is the guy that on this context of the way we work, the enterprise, it gets all the booking requests for a specific period that is configured by location. Can be weekly, can be daily, can be monthly, depending on what the specific customer configures for each location. gets all the booking requests for each one of the locations, and gives them a parking space to park there on the company offices.
This allocation engine is written in Ruby on Rails too.
Exactly.
Is it like it's just a module inside this monolith, or is apparently through the diagram is an executable on its own, right?
So I believe it's a module.
Or inside
I'll
the
say-
same executable?
Yeah, inside the same executable. I would say I'm not very familiar with this part of the infrastructure here. But if you ask Deepak or Ismail, they'll be able to tell you everything about it.
And just a quick question. Apparently, you're probably going to talk about that later. There is a sort of migration plan, right? Out of Ruby on Rails. So this allocation engine is supposed to also be in other technology too.
Exactly. So it was good while it lasted, but more recently we were encountering some problems with scalability here on related to this application. So there's like a myriad of problems. So Heroku was offline, or it didn't scale well. So we had the problems with that, and to be able to solve that in a more efficient way, let's say, we are planning to migrate this structure to AWS, to a serverless architecture, as we use in the other projects. So this way, we'll be able to configure, for example, I need to scale only the allocation engine. I can do that in a separate way from the interfaces, the API that are not used quite often as the allocation, for example. You guys probably will be involved in this migration process. All right. Oh, all okay? All okay here?
Yeah.
Good. So I'm not very familiar with this, but can ask Deepak or about it, or Bruno, for sure. They'll be able to give you more details about this part here. And I can kind of explain the way home and the way shuttle in kind of together, because they are kind of the same architecturally architecturally wise. So of course they are built in a serverless way. So for each let's say for each endpoint or for each component that we use to process routes, process residents, etc., we have an associated Lambda function that does that. And to organize the APIs, we have it's in the API gateways, configured as an API gateways that are on Amazon. And at the front of each one of these API gateways domains, we have a custom domain created on Cloudflare that points to the domains for this specific each specific API gateway API that are on Amazon. And from there on, it will depend on what we do. But we mainly use the solutions from Amazon. So for database, DynamoDB tables, if we have some scheduler, some service that run on a scheduled basis, you use the event bridge there to be able to trigger these processes. If we want to execute tasks in background, we have the SQS queues that are linked to some executors. 99% will be lambdas that process this message. So from the perspective of these products, say way home, way shuttle, they are kind of configured the same way, in a similar way, let's say. And I put an observation here because you guys have access to the AWS already? Oh,
Yes.
nice. So let me show here an important thing. Oh, I don't do that. Because if you access the pages, the console pages for each one of the services, you will see 50,000 tables. But if you want to identify, or I want to see every table, way home table for each specific customer. For way home specifically, the tables contains this term here, WMF. This stands for Way Leader Multifamily. That was the previous name for Way Home. So I got all the tables from Way Home here, and for this specific company. Let's say we have a company called Avalon Bay. So I got everything from Avalon Bay and production. So we have this naming convention here for each one of the resources. Let's say it's the same thing for the tables, but the same for the queues, for the lambdas, all of them follow the same structure here. To be the environment, the product, let's say the app ID, as we call it on the code, the table name. Say, therefore, if I want to see all the garages for Avalon Bay, it is on this table here. And
so, go ahead, please.
oh, so just finishing here, and of course the suffix will be the customer name. I change here to there's another company called Safe Stop. All the garages from the company name Safe Stop will be on this table. And as you can see, they are single tenants. So have a different one, a different physical one for each customer.
So it's each table or each DynamoDB executable for each company?
Sorry?
Is like is one instance for many customers or like one instance of the DynamoDB for each customer?
Oh, that will be one instance for of DynamoDB, one DynamoDB table for each customer. But let's say I have this one for Safe Stop. Let me open it here, and another table. If I have anything to do with this one for Avalon Bay, there is another customer, another table. So,
Okay.
and following that, I'll have specific infrastructure components, the tables, the queues, the lambda functions, everything is specific to the customer, to each customer.
I see. Okay. So one table is the same as one instance. It's been a while I've worked with DynamoDB. So one table is basically one instance of the database, one executable. Is that it?
Yeah, it's because we do not have let's say it's a little bit different from the SQL universe. So the SQL have an instance that is a server with each table inside a database there. You can think of it as different tables in the SQL universe. So this will be on table A, this will be table B, table C. inside the same database that in this case is our account. I have a collection of tables.
I see.
Uh,
But I mean, all of them are in the same executable, DynamoDB executable. For example, you mentioned Postgres as an example, right? You have one instance, one executable with multiple tables on it,
Mhm.
right? My question is, DynamoDB is like one table per executable, or like it's a huge executable with all these tables?
No, I have a hard time because they don't have this concept of executable. Let's say you have your AWS account that it have all your infrastructure items, and each I mean, let me think here. I don't think I'm being too clear. I think it's the best thing is think of it as a different table on our database. So
Okay.
you in the database, for example, in SQL, you can have multiple tables that have nothing to do with each other. So it's the same scenario. You can have, for example, the zones table. They have a schema, quote unquote, that has anything to do with the spaces table, for example.
I see. Okay.
So
Thank you.
I think so they're hosted there, but they're independent of each other, but they're in the same. I think the way you're framing it, and they're the same executable. One executable, many tables, but the executable doesn't fit necessarily, right? Like they're just in that
Executable
collection.
is, I see. Executable is that AWS manages what's executable and what's not.
But it's just storage, right? So
Right.
they are not executable to begin with. But say, for example, in Postgres, you have one instance and your server, and then you host all these databases, right? So in this case, it's one at AWS serves it, and then you have so it's one instance, many tables.
Got it.
Yeah,
I see.
I think.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Thank you, guys.
Sure. All right. So let me go back here. Right. Any questions about?
Sorry, yeah, just sorry. But like, so the previous company I worked for, they were using Dynamo, and I wasn't necessarily very intimately involved. But the tables would have again production, and then we had staging and whatever not. And all these tables, although they were different environments, were still hosted in the same sort of one spot, kind of the way it looks here. So even the
see.
environments were like there were not different instances or like I don't know what the right word is, like using is a good word. I'm using instance and that's probably wrong too, but they're just a collection of things.
See. I think it's sort of similar to the S3 buckets in a sense. In a sense.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a particularity here of our environment. What you observe makes sense because typically it would be, for example, here I have an AWS account. There is a collection of components that I can configure that will be in this account with this ID here. And normally you would have one ID, one account ID for the staging environment, and a totally separate one for the production environment.
Ideally, right?
Yeah, ideally. But here we do not do this way.
Yeah. My previous
Just,
company didn't do that either. Yeah.
Oh, right. I'm just mentioning that because in my previous experience they didn't like this.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But here we just separate. Let's see what is from the staging environment and what's from the production environment based on the naming convention.
Got it.
But they all live in the same, let's say, account, in the same AWS account.
Perfect. It's very clear. Thank you, guys.
But is it so? So having individual tables like per customer, that makes it more expensive than having all of them in, like, say for example, you can have production WMF zones, and then inside there like a secondary index or key, and then access the company. Would that be cheaper? And or this is
I think this is for the data isolation, right?
so this is split it like this, right? For the data. Okay, but is it more expensive to have more tables?
Yeah, I'd say not to be kind of counterintuitive, but there are trade-offs. As Thomas said, this way we have data isolation. Let's say, as they are different logical tables. So I have one table named so Avalon Bay in the end, another named another one named Safe Stop in the end. There's no way I can, for example, if I create a migration script here and end up, if I create a migration script for the Avalon Bay company, there's no way I end up deleting or messing up with the records, the data from the Safe Stop company. So this way, we keep the data isolated, and let's say the process isolated. If I'm talking about Lambda and processing components here on AWS, I can keep everything isolated per customer. But in the other hand,
Makes
there
sense.
are other sorts of problems. As I mentioned, let's say we have 2096 tables, and all these, let's say, if I get all the spaces tables, for example, all of these guys for different customers, they have the same definition. So they have the same partition key, they have the same quadratic key, they have the same GSI definition. So in an let's say in an ideal way, they should be the same. Should have just one table that to be shared. We could have just one table to be shared for all of us. And if you keep duplicating the resources here for each new customer, there will be a time when we exceed the number of resources per AWS account.
Right.
I see. And this limitation is sort of imminent in our solution. I mean, are we getting close to that, or that's like a huge number that we are very far from?
So not for every resource here on AWS. Let's say DynamoDB, we are good, but let's say from IAM rules or IAM policies, we kind of already reaching this because another thing that I'll mention in our is that when you are developing, you create the PRs, and based on which PR you generate what we call the preview environments. That is a copy of these guys, specific for you to test the changes that you are applying. Say I'm making a change on the present invites lambda on the way home context. I go create a branch, create a PR based on this branch, and you create the PR there on GitHub. Our GitHub actions workflow. You create a copy of the whole environment for way home. Say the APIs, the tables, the queues, the API gateway, with your change. And if you have lots of PRs open, that can cause it to exceed the number of resources as well.
Interesting.
So just answering, not for all components, but for some, we are close to this limit.
Okay. A quick question, Guilherme. All of these Lambda functions, Lambda executors are in Python?
All of them.
And is there like any specific reason for the choice of Python instead of any other languages? Not questioning, just curious.
I think it's what as it was here, it's what the guys were more comfortable using when creating the infrastructure.
Makes sense.
All right, so it will be pretty much the same logic organization, let's say, from way home and way shuttle, and in a way for the ASI as well. So we have the API gateway that triggers multiple Lambda functions that handle each one of the methods, the endpoints that we configure for this API. And in front of this API gateway, we have the custom domain. Important point that is that even for the domains, we specify that for each one of the customers. So the domain name, you see there, Avalon Bay, ASI/Avalon Bay/wayleader.com. Be kind of like this, the naming convention.
So about the Cloudflare, should we have an Cloudflare account access?
Yeah.
Or
So I have to see with Bruno, because even I don't have access to the Cloudflare account. But I'll see here if I can enable at least the read-only access to it.
yeah. So we basically don't touch that much, apparently.
Yeah.
Right.
Because every change that we needed to make, although for let's say I create a new customer on board. That is already automated in the GitHub workflows for us.
Got it.
So it's already create the DNS, create the infrastructure to handle basically pretty much everything.
I see. Okay.
So it's pretty much organized in the same way. So we have the API gateways, the domains. If we needed to run any process in a scheduled way, we have the eventability rules to be able to do that. And I wanted to emphasize this guy here, this queue called ANPR queue. So this ANPR, you could probably have already know that, but it stands for automatic number plate recognition. So remember that here I said that whenever a person creates the booking here or here, we communicate to the access control vendors to say that the license plate for Tomas's vehicle can access this garage when he enters through the gate entrance, the parking lot entrance. So this guy is the guy responsible to receive the messages when we add the access, either on the way home or in the enterprise world. So when they create a booking, it's either here or here, they'll send a message to this NPR queue that will trigger, of course, this access lambda, that depending on what vendor is configured for each one of the garages, here or here, we do the magic and add the license plate on the cameras of each one of these vendors. So when you drive through the entrance, you'll be able to get in and out seamlessly.
Yeah. So it's like webhooks, or is like where does signal come from? The cameras or from us?
So there can be the two ways. So when you are adding the access to the parking lot, for example, it's us that are communicating with them. So I need to do a call through REST, through SOAP, through anything that this vendor provides us to add the access to the license plate. each one of these specific vendors.
Oh, so they do the lookup in their system, right? They don't get a yes or no from us. They get a license plate from us and they look it up in their system and they say yes or no to open the gate or not.
Exactly.
Ah,
Our part is just to here is the license plate you should include in your allow list. But
right.
the when they actually go with our car through the entrance, it's only their hardware that does the work,
I see.
because we already provided said
This-
that Ilka should be able to enter the
Right.
license plate Vancouver and Vancouver garage. Let's say.
That improves performance too, probably, right? Like their lookups are just local. They look whatever the way they anyway they do them, but that doesn't have to do a round trip with us. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no need to do a round trip on this case. But let's say we also have in the. Let me see if I can show it here real quick. I have only 15 minutes. Let me show that to you. We have the other way around as well. So when the cars go in and out the parking lots, we have configured on each camera some webhooks for them to be able to send these events, these entry or exit events, back to us. And we have a model here on our system that we register this, that the admins or even us, if it's I don't know, useful to us to see the garage activity, who is coming in and out of each specific garage. So let me show that to you. I think it will be interesting.
So basically, the registration of access permission is done by us sending a request to them. But the live activity, let's put it this way, is them to us, right?
Exactly. I believe that there are vendors that handle it in a different way. Let's say instead of they register having the webhook to send back to us in a push way, they have the endpoints that we can pull for the newest events.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me pick here a company which is Avalon Bay entering in the production in their production environment. Okay. This is the way home home page, let's say, that an admin would view. So they have the list of all registered locations that they have. So they are a company that manages each one of these communities, the residential communities, and they have everyone registered here, every location, and inside this location, they have all the residents, all the guests, all the net users that I mentioned previously that can access a specific location. So if I go, let me go to the north point here. So these are dashboard with some information that we send him. But if I enter the activity logs page, what is this? Is that garage activity that I mentioned? So here I can see everyone that is coming in and out of all the garages in this location here. So let me see. I can see that these residents with that has this vehicle here, he entered during the using the outside the right entrance and exit using this inside the front plate. So these two are cameras that we register in our system that can be used to get in or out the location, the garages on this location that I mentioned. And in these events, the vendor sends to us data from the vehicle, including the photo that was taken when the event happened. So we also store it here, and if they needed for that to check anything or to troubleshoot anything, they can pick it here. So that's another solution that we provide, and this is handled by these guys here. Actually forgot. Let me do a live update here that we can have the other way around. So let's say we can have integrity calling a webhook that we have registered as an API gateway endpoint.
And these tables are on DynamoDB too, right?
DynamoDB.
So when they send us, for example, these photos, do we store them? Yeah, apparently, yeah, since you show in the system, right? So you store in these tables. Okay.
There are another set. There are another set of DynamoDB tables. Let me read here.
So it's a different set of data. Like for us writing and for them to write, is it the same table? For example, for customer Avalon, this one that you just mentioned, the table for that client, is the same table that we write and that the incoming request from the partner write to, or is it different tables?
Yeah, there are different. There are different tables. There are different tables. Let's say there are the table that I registered that your vehicle has access to garage 123, and there are the separate tables that I registered that the camera registered in Avalon Bay location sent us that you went through with your vehicle at 4:52 p.m. in the garage 123 location. There are two separate tables here in the system.
Got it. Okay.
But if I look here in the environment, if you look, sorry, if you look, all tables from the ASI, that is this set of components that I'm showing here that handles this act, the communication with the vendors and registering the events. They follow this naming convention here. Production SI, and then we have the table and the customer name, the tenant ID.
You mentioned the tenant ID, right? The tenant, this tenant ID specifically is stored. Like, how do I know what's Uber?
Yeah, so I kind of already anticipated it. It's because the identification identifier that we use for each company is kind of their name. So we call the slug. It's an abbreviation of the name. So
okay.
if I go back here and see the Avalon Bay, on the let me go back. What is it? Oh, here. I'm going to add you access to this portal. It's the admin portal that you can use here to
Okay.
access all the companies and see their configuration, etc., and access their environment
I see. So it's a portal for us inside of
for us.
WayLeader only.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I can list all the companies here. If I go to the Avalon Bay, if I see here on top, you can see that in the route for the endpoint there is companies / Avalon Bay. This value here will be the tenant ID, the company ID,
I see. Okay.
and this value will be the same for all the tables. So if I needed to search the tables for Avalon B that belongs to the ASI, this will be those tables. Will be those tables.
Sorry. So, so most data is in DynamoDB, right? In Postgres, what is stored in Postgres?
Yeah. So in Postgres, we store pretty much all that is from the enterprise perspective. So let me go back here. We have each one of the offices from a company on the way work only, the garages, the teams, and each person that is part of the team, and the booking requests that they make, as I created here when I showed the mobile app, and the actual booking, and of course the parking spaces. So pretty much everything from this diagram here that is on the way work word is stored on the Postgres database.
And everything else is in Dynamo.
Everything else is in DynamoDB. So just for us to locate, everything from here is Dynamo. Everything else basically is on AWS. And typically, what is on AWS use DynamoDB because it's the default solution for the AWS environment.
So is there any sort of relation between, for example, the enterprise part and the data that's there? Because the only connection that I can think of is like the enterprise and the access system integration, right? Because probably a company has an enterprise we use in way work probably has like connections to a certain integration system. So how are these connected? It's just through the application's logic?
Through the application's logic, that is. But remember this guy. This guy is super important. Let me put his here in red. Nice. Anyway, this guy here. Say when I create the booking, when the allocation run and my booking gets approved, I have a logic on the enterprise system code that will send a message to this queue here on the AWS side. So there they have are configured on this there on Heroku the permission to kind of publish this message to this SQS queue.
Got it.
And when they publish this queue is when we do the communication with the vendors and add the license plate related to this booking to the corresponding cameras there.
I see. So there are probably some cross reference in terms of IDs, right? For example, for the API gateway on AWS to know which client is requesting the call, there's probably an ID coming from the Rails application, I suppose. For example,
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. So as I mentioned, we have any specific queue for each one of the customers. I'm gonna show. Let me.
Oh, okay. One queue for each customer. I see. Okay. So
uh,
there's no need to identify who is calling. As
Mhm.
long as it is in the right queue. I see.
let me show you here. Yes, APR. I think it's like this. Okay. So
Makes
there
sense.
is a separate queue for each one of the customers. Oh, I needed to send a booking from Amazon. Just send the message in the Amazon, universe. Avalon Bay, it's here.
Yeah,
Bunnings, it's here.
I see.
So as they have already the company ID, they just to build the queue name using this naming rule and publish the message.
I see. Okay. So they have the ID, right? This
Mhm.
acronym on their side, and they just, as you said, build the string,
Mhm.
which is the name of
Exactly.
the guy. Okay.
Mhm. Guys, I have another call right now, so I have to go. But there's still some points to talk about it. To be brief, but I think we can schedule a follow-up if you are available tomorrow. And in a way, I'll show already. Sorry, I'll send already this diagram here with this part that we went through today, so you guys can have a look at it. Have as reference.
Sounds great.
But I can schedule a follow-up tomorrow if you guys are okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yep.
I did. So thanks for the time and good luck, good luck there, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank
It is.
you.
Bye.
See ya.